So we're here with Anthony Shea, the secret music provider behind a lot of Modern Rogue memorable tunes. How's it going, Anthony?
Going pretty well. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, how did you get roped into all of this?
Well, John Rael, one of your editors here, we used to work together in LA doing different film shoots and catering of all things. And I was sort of his go-to music guy if he needed a song for whatever project he's working on. He said, hey, I need a Modern Rogue song. And he showed me a little bit of your show. And basically he wanted a Bon Jovi sort of cowboy, kind of retro rock, 80s kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I worked on my Bon Jovi impression and sent him a demo. And he said, okay, it's not right. Let's get it this way. And then basically a good back and forth. And then we had the song ready for you.
Now, that's a full song that you wrote. You said you were working on your John Bon Jovi impression, but you weren't just doing that. You were mimicking like an entire genre.
That's true, actually, yeah.
And doing all the instruments as well?
Yeah, so I played the bass, the guitar, there's like a cool slide guitar, and I had to, for the first time, figure out how to play a slide guitar solo by detuning the guitar. So usually I don't want to do that because I have my go-to, like, okay, I know this scale, it's this way.
Sure.
So I just kind of heard it in my head, figured out the right thing to do, and
you're saying music things, and I'm gonna smile and nod like I have any idea what you're talking about.
Really, okay.
No, I mean I understand the slide guitar, but you didn't want to, so you kind of cheated.
It's sort of like just the only solution that I had, because I don't want to just play the wrong note and then like slide here and then try to like do a weird freaking thing that's like just not gonna like be too hard to play, I guess.
Okay.
I made it easier on myself.
That's not your chosen genre though, right?
No.
Bon Jovi is not your chosen genre.
No, definitely not my chosen genre. I think for me, I've learned that I don't like to have any limits. So one time, your editor, John, he asked me to do like a death metal thing, so I did like a buy it or and I was just breathing in. It sounds like some powerful thing. I just added some distortion and breathe in and say whatever words he wanted. So there's a lot of ways to, I guess I'll call that cheating.
Well, let's take it back so we can figure out how you got here. It's like, what got you into music? What was your gateway drug there?
Well, for me, definitely the Beatles were always my favorite band.
I was going to ask a question about the Beatles, but continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like driving up to Silverado Canyon, it's like a little isolated area in Orange County. You wouldn't expect it's there. My dad would play these old Beatles tapes. It'd be like 1963 Beatles, 64 Beatles, all the early hits and everything. It was like one of my favorite things in life at that point. Just I got to hear like for 40 minutes, this long drive, like all these Beatles songs that I just immediately was like super attached to, And one thing I like about them is that they're able to genre hop. They would have like sort of like a country-ish guitar solo here, and then all of a sudden now they're doing like Eleanor Rigby with strings and stuff. So I feel like part of their inspiration to me gave me just the confidence to be able to do something like your Modern Rogue song.
So they inspired you to get into music?
Yeah, they absolutely.
And where did you start?
I essentially started like as like a little kid. I was like just tinkling the piano. Like there's like a picture of me like age 2. I was actually like playing piano and stuff. And it wasn't until I was about 12 till my dad gave me his guitar, and then I wrote my first song. It took about 2 years. I was playing saxophone, and I kind of got over playing in like a band, high school band, stuff like that.
You'd already learned music by this
I learned
point.
the basics. Yeah. Some scales, yeah. I essentially just was very instinctive with it. I just would just pick up and just kind of look up chords and figure out certain things just by ear as well. I just kind of knew as soon as I was a freshman, I heard Led Zeppelin, and I knew of them, but I like heard Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
Like, listened to the albums, and I just knew it was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I just know there's nothing else really for me out there.
Okay, favorite Beatles song?
Oh, geez. Probably, I'll go with A Day in the Life.
Day in the Life,
Yeah.
great. What favorite Led Zeppelin song?
Ooh, that's a good one. Favorite Zeppelin song, God. These are tough questions. A Whole Lot of Love is up there.
Good one, okay.
I'm gonna have to go, maybe The Ocean.
The Ocean. Okay.
That's one of the best ones, I think.
That's a good one. Okay, so so you found inspiration in classic rock. You're kind of self-taught, but you also had some schooling and everything.
Yeah.
What after you got out of school, and what did that culminate in? What were you trying to do?
So essentially, when I got out of school, I went to college, graduated from there as well, and then I just wanted to start a band and have a band going. And I did have some bands in college, but guys were kind of not serious, and they were my roommates. So it's like, we're roommates, let's make a band. Kind of like.
Sure.
And the funny thing is now that's what I did with my current roommate, but it's actually worked out this time. So I just really wanted to front a band and just be able to put on a show that's not just me doing like an Ed Sheeran thing, just me and the guitar.
Okay, yeah,
I
like a rock band.
A rock band,
Okay.
essentially, yeah.
What kind of style is really kind of floating your boat right now?
Right now, so I went from indie rock kind of stuff into synth pop.
Okay.
So, and it was sort of this, it wasn't really a conscious decision that I was making. I just basically made this song. I wrote the song, and then just the demo came out like synth pop. I was like, okay, this is different. And then ever since then, it's about 2 years ago, I've just been writing more synth pop songs. So trying to think, like bands would be a little bit of Empire of the Sun, Foster the People.
Okay.
So basically trying to take some of that sound that was from around 10 years ago-ish and making it newer.
So you found yourself going from more organic stuff like the Beatles and Led Zeppelin, what have you,
Right.
into something a little more electronic, something you can manipulate at your desk, which I would imagine makes these feats of mimicry that you do a lot easier because you can use these digital tricks.
Sometimes, yeah, I agree with that. And for me, I think the essence has stayed the same. There still is the songwriting there that, as far as like hooks and melody-driven things, like Beatles are very much like hook and melody-driven. So I feel that I've never wanted to just have that ever be taken away. So you can listen to some of the rock stuff that I have. My band's called the Love Pools, by the way. So you can hear some of the rock Love Pool stuff, and then you can hear some of the synth stuff, and it's different, but it still makes sense. It still works together. It's the same world.
Okay. With John requesting these specific sounds and tracks from you, have you found yourself kind of in a niche, like, oh, this is something I'm really good at, and I can do this for other people, and making I need something that sounds like Melissa Etheridge, or I need something that sounds like Quiet Riot, or other notable bands that kids are still listening to.
For me, if anyone asks me for a song and it's worth it, as far as money and time goes, I'll do it. There's really no rules. If you want Kendrick Lamar, I'll figure it out somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the fun I have. I don't ever want to say no to something, to just creating something new, especially something new.
What's some of the weirder mimicry
Weirder
requests?
things? Okay, definitely the death metal thing was a weirder one.
Okay.
John asked me to do for you guys Star Wars and Stranger Things, so it was like the Jedi with the lightsaber, kind of inspirational thing.
I kind of remember that episode.
I'm saying this unironically. Let go of your feelings. Be at one, and I want you to smack the shit out of that drum. Drop the blast shield.
I think I was there for that.
Yeah, I think you were too. Yeah. I think John comes up with the weirdest things, actually, out of anybody.
If you could pick one genre or band that you had to mimic for an episode of The Modern Rogue, what do you think it would be?
You know what? Let's just go with a full Beatles. If you wanted a full-on, the three-part harmony thing with an old jangly guitar sound, I think that'd be fun. Just let's just go for the original influence.
I don't think you would have to twist Brian's arm in order to do that, because he's very much a Beatles guy as well.
Right.
My question was going to be Beatles or the Stones, and you answered incorrectly, so that's okay. We can just move past that one. That's all right. What's your grail of do you have a creative grail that you're always searching for?
A creative grail? What do you mean, essentially? Is there a...
Well, a type of song that you want to write,
or
a concept album that you want to do.
Right.
What's the one thing that you're always working towards in the back of your mind?
I see. For me, I just want to make more than one hit song. I want to have songs that make people happy and they put it on and then it's charting on I want the somebody that I used to know type song, like a multi-charter type
sure.
song.
Yeah.
And essentially, I don't try to sort of aim exactly for okay, I'm gonna make this concept album by this age, blah, blah, blah. That's not really how I think. My next song, I try to just make it better than the last one, which doesn't always happen, which is normal. For the most part, I would love to just have a big hit. You know, I think that's my first big goal, is to have a true big hit, whether that's online or that's going to be on Billboard charts or both.
Right on. Okay. Well, tell us where we can find more of your stuff online.
Yeah, you can check out www.thelovepools.com. And you can also hear us on Spotify, iTunes, any of the major digital distribution. We have a small YouTube channel that has our music videos as well. The last one we did was we could get transported into a video game, fighting in the side scroller against this big monster, this pyramid monster kind of thing. Has like a record contract and a pen, and we're trying to kick his ass. So basically fighting for our hopes and dreams.
And this is the video for one of your songs?
Yeah, one of our songs.
Can we see that on YouTube?
Yeah, it's called White Lies and Palm Trees, and it's just the official video. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thanks again, Anthony. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much,
and,
Jason.
I am looking forward to hearing more of your stuff in our episodes.
Absolutely,
so
ask me anytime. Yeah.
Awesome.